Dustin, good to see you. We're talking through 5 planning mistakes that we should all avoid. According to Bankrate.com, nearly 3/4 of U.S. adults report at least nearly one financial regret. So today we're breaking down the top 5 planning mistakes. And I know you've been doing this a while. You've seen a lot. Number 1 is not having a GRIP on your retirement. GRIP is an acronym. What does it stand for?
Guaranteed Retirement Income Plan. So anything that will put a floor in the income that you're going to receive each month. Now, there are a lot of advantages to generating income by making systematic withdrawals from investment accounts, and those should definitely be part of most people's retirement income plan. But Aaron, there are some particular opportunities we're seeing right now when we're talking about guaranteed income or putting a floor in that income. There's some big opportunities with annuities with where interest rates are today.
Okay.
With historically high interest rates.
Right.
I've got people in their 60s where we're buying annuities as part of their plan that are offering them payout rates of 7%, 8%, sometimes approaching 9%. So if we compare that to the general rule of thumb on an investment account, which is you're going to withdraw 4% in the first year and then increase it with inflation, we're talking about a withdrawal rate initially that's double.
Yeah.
That means the same amount of money being able to create twice the income and being able to guarantee that income for life. Yeah. So again, there are big advantages to withdrawals from investment accounts. There are also big advantages from annuities. Makes a lot of sense today at current terms to consider blending those two opportunities or those two methods in many cases.
Right. Yeah, it's good news when we can talk about good news with those higher interest rates. All right. Mistake number 2, taking inappropriate risk. Taking on too much or even too little can derail your retirement. But how do we know how much risk we should be taking?
Right. Whether it's more risk or less risk, you want to balance your return potential with risk. And the only way you're going to know what you need that balance to be is starting with a written plan, knowing how much you need to spend from the investment portfolio, when you need to make those withdrawals. So we need to start with that plan, project our spending needs, and then we stress test our portfolio, which means we just model how that portfolio, how we expect it to perform in good times and in bad times. And that will tell us that given our spending needs, if that portfolio is going to blow up or not. And if it blows up, it means a couple of things. Either we need to make adjustments to the portfolio, or we need to make adjustments to our spending or our retirement date, something that it's going to make that retirement plan more sustainable.
And next we have a gross planning mistake, focusing too much on your gross savings, i.e. saving too much in those tax-deferred accounts.
You know what? Nobody, when we're planning for their retirement, comes to me and complains about the money that they've set aside in tax-free or Roth accounts.
Right.
What they do come to me worried about is how they're going to manage the tax liability on distributions from tax-deferred accounts like 401ks and IRAs. So if you want to build some tax diversity into your retirement plan, or let's talk about this, Aaron. If you had $1 million 401k and we anticipate that you're going to pay, let's say, an average of 20% in taxes on the distributions you make from that, you don't really own $1 million retirement account. You own an $800,000 retirement account.
Right.
That's going to be your share, right? So if you want to build more tax diversity into your plan, if you'd like to own more of your retirement assets as you approach retirement, you want to consider tax moves like Roth conversions. Not that they're right for everyone, but you at least want to consider those things. And the good news is we almost lost the opportunity to do that at today's record low rates. With the passage of the big, beautiful bill recently, those rates are now made permanent. I say that in quotes because all it takes is new legislation in the future to undo that. The good news is we got record low rates. The bad news is we still have record high deficits. So the pressure to raise those rates in the future may still remain.
Right.
You want to take advantage of doing some planning around those record low rates now.
All right. Mistake number 4, not having a plan for long-term care, which is so short-sighted because 7 out of 10 people will need it at some point, and it is very expensive.
And I hear this from a lot of people. I hear, hey, we understand this is a huge expense. We understand this could be a huge problem for our retirement, Dustin, but we also don't feel like we're in a position to be able to pay to insure against it. I get it. Okay. What I want the viewers to understand is there are multiple ways to at least provide some portion of insurance against that risk. For example, a lot of life insurance policies today, the death benefit that would have been paid out upon your death, a lot of these policies will pay a portion, a substantial, overwhelming portion of that benefit to you while you're still alive if you were chronically ill, to help with the cost of your care. Likewise, there are many annuities out there that have long-term care riders and benefits to help pay for care. And in many cases, these alternatives to traditional long-term care may be easier to qualify for, or more cost-effective ways to put at least some partial coverage in place for that problem.
Mm-hmm. And then our last mistake is not optimizing Social Security. Only 4% of people claim Social Security at the most financially optimal time. The remaining 96% are missing out on $111,000 per household.
Couple of big reasons why you want to make sure you optimize those benefits. First, the cost of living adjustment on Social Security is pegged to the consumer price index. What that means is it's one of the few guaranteed sources of income you're going to get each month that is truly inflation adjusted. So the more Social Security income you can build into your household's plan, the better equipped you're going to be to deal with rising prices. The other thing to remember is that depending upon your tax situation, anywhere from 0 to 85% of your Social Security benefits are going to be subject to income taxes. But 100% of the withdrawals you make from, let's say, a 401k are subject to income taxes. So again, the more Social Security income you can build into the plan, generally speaking, the more tax efficient you may be.
Mm-hmm. Well, clearly, Dustin, you live in this world. You are very familiar with these mistakes. Perhaps somebody watching this video recognizes that one of these mistakes might be in their plan, or maybe they don't even have a plan. If they want to sit down with you, make sure that they are set for retirement, what's the best way to reach you?
Give me a call or a text at 830-476-2505, or reach out on the website to book a free chat at longlivemymoney.com.
All right, Dustin, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.